It's a kind of spiritual experience for somebody like me to have the opportunity to sort of see what a Latter-day Saint temple is like.
When it comes to the temple, I think one of the ideas is that a person who comes into the structure is supposed to be overcome spiritually, to feel that he or she is literally in the presence of God.
Many wonder at the emphasis the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints places on its temples and puzzle at their purpose.
I am both interested and delighted to see so much of ancient religious tradition, particularly biblical tradition, taken up into the religious structures and rituals of the Mormons.
Both the origin and the highest definition of joy in Jewish tradition is the temple.
And a lot of that is done by a combination of two things: aesthetics, the beauty of the place, and symbolism.
The temple, I think, is the great metaphor on earth for what heaven will be like.
All of these symbols are designed to evoke in the person this spirituality, really, and the feeling that a human being can attain closeness to God.
I find in Mormonism, in its renewing the temple perspective, and in its transcending, breaking through, making porous the wall between time and eternity. It speaks to me as something good to hear about.
The idea of temples is not new. The Old Testament account includes many references to temples.
Adam, according to the Genesis account, is prompted after the fall to pray, but we read that he prays at an altar, and that can be the earliest definition of what a temple is. Somehow it is an altar to which one comes to offer himself, or as later a sacrifice of some kind, and thus commune with God.
The Lord appeared to Adam, and he said to him that he should build an altar and that he should bring forth and perform sacrifices upon that altar, and that these sacrifices were a similitude of the only begotten Son of the Father. Now that is the key.
The idea of obedience and aligning oneself with God was present in Adam. And the angel says, you're doing this in similitude of the only begotten Son. And then he begins to understand that sacrifice and altars have to do with Jesus Christ.
So here is the Messiah idea in the initial stages of human history. And here is an altar as a place for communing with God.